His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said the no-fee stress policy initiated by the government is designed to remove financial barriers to entry into public tertiary institutions. Addressing a gathering in Koforidua during the official launch of the policy, President Mahama said, beginning of this year, the state will cover the academic-related fees of all year students admitted into public universities, colleges of education, technical universities, and nursing training institutions across the country.
And so all of you who haven't applied, especially in the colleges of education, some people in colleges of education think that they are not part of it. All of you in the colleges of education, in nursing training colleges, in the public, all the other public tertiary institutions, you qualify for the no-fee stress policy. And so now it gives me immense joy to join you here today in Koforidua, a city steeped in learning and leadership, to launch an initiative that speaks directly to the heart of our national aspirations: the right of every Ghanaian child to access tertiary education, regardless of family income, social background, or place of birth. Today we launched the no-fee stress policy, a bold, equity-driven intervention designed to remove financial barriers to entry into public tertiary institutions. Beginning this academic year, the state will cover the academic-related fees of all first-year students admitted in our public universities, colleges of education, technical universities, and nursing training institutions, who in many cases would otherwise have had to forgo their dreams for lack of funds. This policy is more than a budgetary item. It is a moral, constitutional, and developmental initiative. Far too many of our young people have worked hard to pass their exams and earn a place in our tertiary institutions, only to be turned away because their families cannot afford the upfront academic fees that have to be paid. Let the numbers speak for themselves. In 2022-2023 academic year, over 150,000 students were admitted to public tertiary institutions. Yet a significant number of thousands could not take up these admissions due to the inability to pay the academic-related fees. Data from the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission reveals that many more have had to defer or drop out of their programs each year for this very reason. A student in a college of education, for instance, receives a monthly allowance of 200 cedis in the 2024-25 academic year, but was expected to pay 1,362 Ghana cedis as admission fees.
The Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrusu, added that President John Dramani Mahama is noted for his compassion for Ghanaians. He said the policy will reduce burden on both parents and students in the country on the payment of fees.
The run-up to the 2024 elections, I had cause somewhere to say that Judge John Dramani Mahama, his hallmark with humility, judgment, and compassion. This was before December. So today I'll choose just one of those words, compassion. Today we've gathered here, John Dramani Mahama. To the students I say, compassion personified. He's come to give meaning to his pledge and honor. And for us, what is significant is that John Dramani Mahama is re-establishing trust and confidence in the elected elites of our country and our democracy. And to our students, he is working on that leg, compassion. Mr. President, I've shared with you the story at UTS. Let me now share this vivid experience of Virtues achievements. St. Mary's Boys Senior High School was declared Best Student in Visual Arts in the 2024 West Africa Examination Council, West Africa Best Performing Student from the Western region, APOA in the Western region. Mr. President, whilst the West Africa Exam Council was announcing how brilliant this young man was, he was accompanied by his parents, who openly acknowledged that the boy have not been able to access tertiary education because they simply don't have the financial will to do it. Parents are very grateful, Mr. President, to this initiative. And
On her part, Dr. Shiraz Sajida, the CEO for Student Loan Trust Fund, says the Student Loan Trust Fund will roll out the Student Loan Plus initiative in this year at the beginning of the 2025-2026 academic year. According to her, the student loan is fully committed to operationalize the initiative with diligence, the transparency, and the sense of urgency. She said, Student Loan Transfer had received enrollment data of 135,255 students from tertiary institutions across the country.
A total of 148,429 students have accessed the portal, with 124,338 students completing their applications. We have also received the enrollment data for 135,255 students from public tertiary universities via our tertiary institutions portal. We are expecting them to update us with more data, but so far we have validated 49,956 students for reimbursement. In the coming days, we hope to validate more students and to process reimbursements in a timely fashion. We are also preparing, ladies and gentlemen, to roll out the Student Loan Plus initiative at the beginning of the 2025-2026 academic year. This initiative, as we know, would provide comprehensive support for continuing students to ensure that the barriers that constrain access to equal opportunities are removed. We are also reviewing initial implementation proposals and fine-tuning it for the operationalization of the free tertiary for persons with disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, a revamped SLTF, which will ensure prompt disbursements to students, was also a no-fees promise. Forgive my immodesty, Mr. President, but I'm happy to announce that this promise has been delivered. The Student Loan Trust Fund Board this year has disbursed first semester loans to a total of 38,440 students across 145 public and private tertiary institutions. And for the first time in 4 years, the SLTF has commenced the payment of second semester loans. Exactly 3 days ago, we paid second semester loans to 19,703 students across 135 public and private institutions. The days SLTF approved students for loans we could not give is over, and the nonchalance that characterized the shameful failure to meet core mandate challenges are a thing of the past. My appreciation goes to the GET Fund Administrator for prioritizing the President's tertiary education financing research agenda and committing to making available to SLTF the funds that are necessary for us to meet our commitments. I hope Mr. Paul Ajay remembers this shout out when I go to his office on Monday for another check.